If you are torn between MacBook Air M1 and ASUS TUF F15, I can assure you after watching this video, you will definitely have an answer on which one is the right laptop for you. This comparison is jam-packed with all details, real-life usage, and my actual thoughts and experience on using both of these popular laptops. So this is the only video that you will need to watch to finally decide MacBook Air M1 or ASUS TUF F15. Let's start with unboxing. The MacBook Air M1 package feels more premium and minimalistic. Kind of therapeutic actually, but the ASUS TUF F15 is just fine as well. It has its own kind of theme, some gamer style kind of vibe. Both of these laptops has their respective contents like their documentations, but they're totally different in terms of charger size, which is a crucial topic later. For now, let's talk about the build quality. The MacBook Air M1 has a aluminum finish build, while the ASUS TUF F15 is mostly plastic. They both still have some minor flex problems, but both of these are durable on their own ways. The only key difference is ASUS TUF F15 is more quite prone to scratches. So it all comes down to their durability, and to actually test that, we need to do a drop test for both of these laptops. And I'm not gonna do that. First, I'm not stupid. Second, I'm not sponsored. And third, I'm not stupid again, so we can't do that.
Uh-oh, Richard!
Let's move on to the faces of these laptops. Display. It's a mixed opinion for me. The MacBook Air M1 has this Retina display which makes it appear less pixelated, and it has maximum support of 2560 by 1600, better than the native 1920 by 1080p resolution of ASUS TUF F15. The MacBook Air M1 also has better color accuracy, but the ASUS TUF F15 is not bad, especially if you're not that picky, and if you're not into a color-sensitive grading work, you don't have to stress out on this. But you can't just ignore the 144Hz refresh rate on ASUS TUF F15. It's necessary for gaming and improves your daily experience with its smoothness. But again, at the same time, the 60Hz on MacBook Air M1 is weirdly satisfying as well. So for this category, I would say they both win. But on this next section, which is about the ports, there's definitely a winner. ASUS TUF F15 offers a complete package of ports, from HDMI, Ethernet port, and both USB Type-A and USB Type-C, which may or may not have a Thunderbolt support depending on the exact model. So it's more flexible than the MacBook Air M1 that only has two USB-C ports and a headphone jack. Literally just that. On the physical parts comparison, let's talk about the keyboard and trackpad. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really expert on details around keyboards, but based on my usage feels as a normal user, both are just working absolutely fine. The tactile keys of MacBook Air M1 is soft and easier to press without kind of fully committing, while the gaming style keyboard of ASUS TUF F15 with emphasized WASD keys, it has some punch with it and it's more immersive, but you might need to add a very small amount of pressure on your presses. Not a big deal and you can just ignore this. But on the trackpad part, the MacBook Air M1 surely wins this one. It fluidly glides accurately and the area of usage is larger, which matters a lot to 90% of the users. Let's move on to the audio-related stuff. Speakers. This is one-sided for me. The wide stereo sound speakers of MacBook Air M1 is 100 times better than the two-speaker system of ASUS TUF F15, which is annoyingly terrible. Okay, it's not bad as it seems if you're on a quiet, secluded place without much noise going on, but when there is, it easily gets conflicted by other noises to the point that you won't really hear that much anything from your gaming laptop. While on MacBook Air M1, you can just blast out music and everyone that is on a reasonable range would still be able to hear it clearly, and that's just the built-in speakers itself. So for the future ASUS TUF F15 owners out there, get a headphones. One more sound aspect to compare as well is the built-in microphones. The 3-mic array with directional beamforming on MacBook Air M1 is much better sounding than the built-in array microphone of ASUS TUF F15, despite having some feature advantage like its AI two-way noise cancellation. As for the last category on build quality, we have the built-in webcam. Both of them serves their function, but in terms of quality, the 720p webcam of ASUS TUF F15 is more jittery and laggy. And the one on the MacBook Air M1, which is also a 720p webcam with advanced image signal processing, it has better details, colors, sharpness, exposure, but you still need a good lighting support if you're gonna be using it professionally on conferences or meetings. Now, let's spice things up and talk about the most important part on this video, performance. M1 Apple Silicon chip versus Intel Core i5-11400H. Straight to the point, the M1 processor is considered as one of the biggest innovation in the tech industry, and there's also some engineering stuff that was applied to the M1 chip to flawlessly work with the other parts such as the unified memory and the built-in GPU. And now that I've mentioned that, this MacBook Air M1 has a 7-core integrated GPU and it's enough. It's actually better than what I expected, from its efficiency down to its unexpected performance on not so serious gaming on this thin laptop. Everything just feels right. On the other hand, the ASUS TUF F15 built-in counterpart, which is the Intel UHD graphics, is enough as well for your basic needs on your daily normal tasks. But the real beast here is the RTX 3050, which we obviously know, no explanations needed. It's a mid-range graphics card and performs on a monstrous level on gaming. But we can't just let that pass, right? How about gaming? On MacBook Air M1, don't. Just please don't. I mean, to be fair, you can still play games like League of Legends and perform decent. But I have to remind you on some factors like this MacBook Air M1 is fanless. Thermal problems is just waiting to fry the components over the time inside your MacBook. That may affect the lifespan of your built-in parts, and that's a headache because it's non-upgradable, unlike the ASUS TUF F15 that you can change or upgrade parts anytime. So with gaming in mind, ASUS TUF F15 is the only option that you have. Even if you opt out for the RTX 2050 variant, it's good enough already for a casual gamer without taking streaming into consideration. Plus, you can definitely get your hands on this at a good price these days. So ASUS TUF F15 is gaming certified. MacBook Air M1, please don't. On a work-related stuff like editing and some things regarding their speed, I was mind blown. At first, I did not expect that a laptop with only 8 gigs of unified memory can edit 4K videos with reasonable rendering settings. But the MacBook Air M1 made that happen. Whatever review you watch about this laptop, it's a common surprising thing that even up until now, it still amazes users. And if you're also a fan of the exclusive editing software available only on macOS, which is the Final Cut Pro, it's another reason why you need to get this. But if you're working with Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or CapCut, it doesn't matter. ASUS TUF F15 have the power and speed needed for those apps, and MacBook Air M1 surprisingly works well despite its given compatibility restriction. The only thing that you should consider if you are planning to use your ASUS TUF F15 on workloads like this, make sure you have 16 gigs of RAM for better experience, because unlike MacBook Air M1 that can perform extremely optimized with just only 8 GB of unified memory, an ASUS TUF F15 with only 8 gigs of RAM is sometimes not a smooth sailing experience on intensive workloads like this, unless you're just editing a 1080p video. In terms of compatibility, comparing these two laptops is confusing. As we mentioned already, ASUS TUF F15 is more flexible in some categories like I/O ports, but the MacBook Air M1 is uniquely compatible and it's life-changing on its own bubble, which is the Apple ecosystem. No cables needed when transferring files, and you can use your iPhone as your webcam. So personally, I prefer to choose the compatibility advantage of a MacBook, because if the problem is just about the ports, I can just buy a 8-in-1 hub like this to somewhat resolve that. But it doesn't end there. A bigger problem actually emerges once you've chosen the MacBook Air M1. It lacks support on applications and softwares. That is a disadvantage that you have to live on, especially almost everyone today is already familiar with Windows operating system, which has a wider range of support ever since the beginning. So if you have a program or games that are Windows exclusive, you can say goodbye to them now, as you will have to find replacement apps for those who aren't supported on macOS. So you have to think wisely. And this next one, battery life, is crucial as well. It's already obvious, MacBook Air M1 offers a staggering of 16 hours of battery life, while ASUS TUF F15 only advertised as 4.7 hours on its 48 watt-hour battery variant. But to give you a more realistic scenario, my MacBook Air M1 lasts for 8 hours or more while watching a series, and my ASUS TUF F15 only lasts for 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's kind of hard to accept as a owner of this gaming laptop that the ASUS TUF F15 is a beast with a cost. That's the hard truth. It's actually kind of worse for ASUS TUF F15 if you will do some intensive work like editing, rendering, or gaming on battery mode, as you will lose more than 70% from the turbo mode that offers a full range of its boosted 100% power. While on MacBook Air M1, you can do everything you want on battery mode without any compromise. I think I said something earlier in this video about the charger size of these two laptops. Let's talk about that. The MacBook Air M1 has this 30-watt small charging brick and a 2-meter cable, while the ASUS TUF F15 has this massive 180 watts charging block. I mean, you can't call this a brick. It's heavy, which matters a lot because a laptop is supposed to be carried easily everywhere, and with this huge core accessory for your laptop to work, it's gonna add a lot of weight on your bag and space. So the charging performance of MacBook Air M1 is 2 hours and 30 minutes from 0 to 100%. On the other hand, the ASUS TUF F15 needs 1 hour and 40 minutes to charge it from 0 to 100%, which is a lot faster, but you still have to consider the battery life difference that they offer. So we have to say this, MacBook Air M1 wins all aspects on battery life. On the efficiency category, the MacBook Air M1 right out of the box is good to go. While the ASUS TUF F15, you'll probably gonna face some thermal problems, but don't fret. You can undervolt both CPU and GPU of your gaming laptop, and you will receive a lot of benefits such as increased battery life, stability, and a lot more. I actually have a full, quick, and easy guide on undervolting. I'll put the links in the description, or you can just click the thing that shows up in here. If you also have a laptop cooler, it would be more helpful to your laptop's efficiency, especially when gaming, because it will avoid sudden FPS drops caused by heat problems. This is only applicable to ASUS TUF F15. I also have some video reviews on laptop coolers, whether it's a standard or a turbo cooler. I'll leave the links in the description. In terms of upgradability, the MacBook Air M1 will be your worst enemy. You can only upgrade it through initial purchase. Clearly, ASUS TUF F15 got the win on this one. From RAM to storage upgrades, you can do that on your own. As for customizability, they have their own unique kind of traits which is embedded already on their operating systems, so it's not really a deal breaker, it's just only up to your preference. macOS is simpler looking but intimidating for first timers. Windows can be functionally complex but you have the familiarity already. My personal opinion on this is I like the Windows Explorer than the Finder Windows as it's easier accessing specific routes on your folders. In Finder Windows, man, you have to call for some help first on your government if you want to dig some of your past or hidden files. It's hard on Mac based on my experience. Worth mentioning as well resizing things on Mac. You'll find yourself time to time adjusting your panels and browsers. The only most noticeable advantage of macOS on this area is it has the freedom of placing your icons on a free space without following any alignment. Security is one of the things that improves our daily experience with our tech devices. We all know that Apple is quite advanced on some key features even though they offer pass behind outdated stuff like lightning ports. But on this one, MacBook Air M1 which was released back in 2020 offers a better security feature which is the fingerprint system, and it's tied as well on some important apps like Apple Notes, Apple Store features, and so on. The ASUS TUF F15 2021 only has the traditional username password security feature. So if you're using your laptop remotely, especially at your school or work, you're gonna have to re-enter your password on your ASUS TUF F15, while on MacBook Air M1, just put your finger on the reader and you have the access easy as that. And here we come, the ultimate decider, pricing. My ASUS TUF F15 cost me $910 without upgrades, just as its base variant. But I actually spent total of $1,100 for another 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of M.2 NVMe SSD. My MacBook Air M1 cost me $920 based on current conversion. I would say both of these are price fair based on their performance and quality, but if there's gonna be a supposed winner to choose, I would pick the MacBook Air M1 as a better purchase than the ASUS TUF F15, but under only some circumstances like being invested already on the Apple ecosystem and without considering gaming. So after all of that, I'm sure you have something on your mind already. So do me a favor, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. But if you're still undecided, you can check out my dedicated reviews for MacBook Air M1 and ASUS TUF F15. And yeah, again, Hermes here. Thanks for watching and catch you guys on the next one.